with the bad news in the middle and the good news on either side. So I'm going to give you good news first, right? The good news is that social science shows there are a variety of different opinions about climate change and whether or not it's happening, okay? So the science shows, the social science shows, there's 6 groups in America, and it's called the 6 Americas. Now I'm going to find out which one you are. Raise your hands. We're going to see what group you're in. Raise your hands if you would categorize yourself as alarmed. Climate change is happening. We have to do something immediately. Oh my gosh, the sky is falling. Okay, raise your hands if you feel like that. Okay, great. That's the first category. You are among 18% of the people in the country. The second category are people that we would call concerned. They think climate change is happening, they think it's caused by human beings, but they don't really know what to do about it, and by gosh, they're really busy, and they're kind of, they recycle a little bit, but they don't drive a Prius, right? They don't really know what to do about it. That is 30% of Americans, a big group. The third group are the cautious. Wait, do I have any concerned here? Raise your hands up. Okay, good, thank you. Ooh, make way for concerned. Okay, great. Now, then there's the third group, they're called cautious. These are people that think climate change is happening, but they're really not sure why. They don't know if it's natural or human caused, and they're not involved. Raise your hands if you're cautious. No cautious people, come on. I know there's a cautious person out there. Come on, fess up. Okay, nobody's willing to fess it up. The fourth group are called disengaged. This is about, oh, it's a good group. It's like 20% of the people. They hadn't thought about it. You know, they're busy paying their bills and raising their kids and worried about, you know, unemployment or health problems. They haven't thought about it. The fifth group is, well, let me see. Do we have any disengaged folks that haven't thought about it and don't have time for it? Okay, let's see. For cautious, you've got the alarmed is 18%, the concerned is 30%, the cautious are about 15%, the disengaged are about 15, well, maybe a little bit less than that, maybe 10%. Then you get to the doubtful. These are people that think it's not likely happening. It's kind of like not happening. They don't believe in climate change. So that is about 10% of the people. And we've got then the dismissive. And the dismissive are people that think the science is screwed up, it's actually not happening, and it's a plot by scientists to screw us up. Do we have any dismissive people here? Okay, we might have, so I just wanted to open up, we want to open up that possibility. Now check it out, folks. These statistics, this is the good news, are that we have between the alarmed and the concerned 50% of the U.S. population. That's enough to vote in all kinds of regulation, to make social changes that we want. We can do this. However, now I'm getting to the bad news part, right? However, to do that, we'd have to engage the middle 70%. If 18% of the people think it's happening and they're alarmed, and 10% of the people think that they're dismissive, you've got like 70% of the people in the middle of the country. And guess what happens? Guess what our research shows? Because I do research on the climate change conflict. And here's the bad news. The 70% of the people in the middle run and hide from you, activists, that are out there screaming and yelling and, you know, throwing bombs and getting, not literally bombs, but, you know, getting mad and denigrating everybody else that doesn't agree with you. That you on the 18% and the dismissive on, between the two of you, the 70% go out to lunch. So my message here to us today is the good news is there's a lot of variated opinion on this. The good news is we can support the evolution of these opinions, of these beliefs, but we cannot do that by denigrating the other and screaming and yelling and basically talking to ourselves. Aren't we so fun to talk to? Don't you love to rally with the alarmed? Aren't we great, right? Well, you know, we're fabulous. But if we just talk to ourselves, we're defeating our own purposes. So I'm going to come back to the good news sandwich at the other end. So what could we do? If the project is to engage the 70%, how can we do that? How about dinners in your home with people that you don't know, maybe progressive dinners or, you know, things where you're talking to people about issues, but it's meant to open up the conversation. How about inviting the scientists to churches to talk about what they've known and what they learned and about the findings. I don't want to get into about the scientists, but they're not helping anything because they've got all their various charts and their various statistics, and they're not very good at talking to folks, right? So we've got to open up these spaces for dialogue, for exchange, for connection with others. So I guess I'm hoping that we rally here today in an effort to unite our own voices and to commit ourselves to engaging the 70%. So that's what I'm here to do today, is say, go get them.